So this app is both for people who are looking for certain items affordably and also for those who want to let go of some things. Bunz is a free app, and there is a website version and there is a mobile version as well. Bunz is essentially a trading app. When you don't need something, you offer it to someone else, and then that person can offer something else to you.
Okay, now remember, no trading. You get the pretty one, I get the mess.
Bunz originated from Toronto and became popular in some other places in Canada. As far as I know, there is an application for Vancouver and also for Montreal. Maybe there is also for some other cities. So some people want to save some money, some people just want to meet new people, some people want to find some maybe like something unusual, like a treasure item which you would find in a thrift store, secondhand store. Other people just want to have a bulk trade. I would say it's easier to do it here than on Craigslist, because on Craigslist it's very impersonal. You do not see people there.
You sure you don't want to sell it?
Oh, no, we couldn't possibly.
Why not?
It has sentimental value.
And other people just do it for fun, you know, and there are people who post listings of what they do. Let's say if you make chocolates or you do some consulting, so they would mention this. So Bunz also has its own currency now. It's called bits. 1 bits equals approximately $10. So basically, if you price something 1,000 bits, it means that it's kind of around $10. I know that it's possible to exchange these bits for a gift card or like a restaurant or something like that. I have to check the list of places where you can exchange them. But essentially, people just often also trade bits for something else, for something you need. I really like this option because, for example, I don't want to acquire many physical items. That's why I prefer it. I see more often on Bunz beauty items and also nice items for interior or for maybe like a device for your kitchen. Some household items you don't need, or a book or whatever, maybe equipment. Equipment is not as popular there, I have to say though, but usually there are some other categories which are more popular. Also some foods, both expired and non-expired. So what matters is that you are minimizing landfill and you are creating a kind of like circulation of things, which I really like this idea, especially if the thing is really usable. Sometimes you have more supplies or more crafts, or you just, the size of your clothes changes. So many reasons for letting go of things. And that's why it became quite popular. So people develop a certain mindset, and so they just find a new owner for this. You basically are part of the community. Maybe if you're there like for a few years, you'll already be exchanging with certain people. Often you meet new people. So far I've had a few trades there, and it's been a good experience. And there's also a way to rate your trade. So you send a request and then the person sends you a request. Not everyone writes a review though. I think it would be great if people did, but you know, you cannot expect that. One of my best trades, in fact, was a really nice girl. It was fun to talk to her. She didn't leave a review, so, but you know, I wanted to leave a review. Maybe she just didn't want any reviews. So there are these super cute dogs. I guess it's poodles. So basically what you do is that you create the list of things which you want. It's called ISO or ISO. You can see other people's ISO, what they are looking for. And let's say if someone is looking for something which you have, you can exchange. Let's say you have some pieces of clothes, or you have household items which you don't need. You create listings of them, you take some pictures, and of course it's better to take some nice pictures, and you have a brief description. You also mention in the listing and in the profile where you're willing to meet, because it's really important. This app essentially is about logistics from my experience. And you post it there. So I find that this search system is quite good on Bunz, and then you can easily find by tags. There are certain tags people use. There are also meetups. Now, meetups can help to arrange bulk trades or to save time on meeting with someone, so that you, for example, say like I am at a Broadway commercial and meet me at 7, I have some trades. So some people create their own meetups, so they unite with someone and create meetups. I haven't been yet to a meetup myself, which I want to explore later. So if you just search in Bunz meetup, then they will pop up and you will see who is doing. And you can also make announcements in posts, so that's pretty easy. So once you listed the item, whoever likes it might message to you. And very often people just message with anything from mine or trade, like very short, brief message, meaning that you are supposed to go to their profile and scroll through their items and choose an item which you're willing to trade the item they liked for. And that part, I have to say, I really resent a little bit, because I personally get really tired from scrolling. So because we do it on Facebook, everywhere we scroll, like on Instagram, and here also you need to scroll, I get dizzy. So I'd rather prefer if people just give me like 2-3 options which matches my ISO. However, it's very rare, like usually people just do that. So I have a very specific ISO, and very rarely something matches my ISO. Maybe I'm too demanding for this app, but I know what I want, because my goal is to minimize things, and that was a little bit of a challenge at this app, because I really do not want to acquire more physical items.
Except the spaceship.
But I'm open to some trades, to some exchange of trades or things like that. And also there are some unique items which I might be looking for, maybe some supplies, but overall I'd prefer not to acquire more items, because my goal is to minimize and downsize. In a way, it's kind of like online thrift store, which keeps updating every day. You can also like something if you need time to think about it, or you can make an offer if you liked something. And then people tell you whether they need it or not. So let's say you listed this shirt which you don't need, and then someone wants it. So usually there's a rule on Bunz that you are not expecting that you can try things and then decide, but some people are really nice, and also I was, for example, offering a few things, and it wasn't hard for the person to try it on the spot. It was a pair of shoes. Overall, don't expect that people will be giving you things to try, because they made an effort to meet, and then you don't want to just waste someone's time.
Denied.
Just be nice and then take the thing, and then you can trade it for something else. But really it varies from owner to owner. So as far as personal experience goes, for example, I have a lot of items which I probably shouldn't be even buying, just I don't need it, and it feels good to know that someone else might be using it, and not just I will just throw it away, and that way creating more landfill. There's something which I want to mention also, is that if you want to downsize things drastically, so if whether you're moving or just you want to minimize, I would recommend not to spend too much time on this app, because it will slow down your process most likely. I'll explain why. Because if you want to let go of over 100 items, for example, and some people need to let go of like 500, 1,000 items. So I think that it's just better to create different boxes, and if to trade, to do it in bulk. So you mentioned that, okay, here's the clothes, I want to trade clothes, and then you just save what you're willing to trade for. This app is very time consuming, and logistics takes time, arranging takes time. It's quite common when people rearrange things and they want to reschedule something. Also, people are not willing to just travel far for a certain thing. They want to meet where it's convenient, and I mean, I'm the same way as well, so especially if it's something really inexpensive, or if you don't have a car and the item is heavier or whatever, for whatever reason. But you have to keep in mind it's just more of a side thing for everyone. So time involved per piece is really long. And you can just do simple math. For example, if on average each piece requires 1 hour of your time, and I would say that's probably minimum, because you need to arrange, you need to take a picture, you need to put a description, you need to exchange with someone, and you need to meet with a person. So it's at least 1 hour. So if you want to trade 200 things, that would be 200 hours of your time. So this is not funny, like this is really how it works.
I wish I had known.
Either spread it through time, for years, so that it doesn't eat your time so much, or just do it really sparingly.
All that time wasted.
Because it really takes time and effort to arrange all these trades. Unless you do a lot of bulk trades, I don't think it would work for you. I think there are some better options, just pretty much giving things away and maybe asking around friends or doing like a garage sale and things like that.
You expect us to come down from $2,500 to $5,000?
Let's look next door. I saw a nice sofa on the lawn.
Because using this app can be quite time-consuming. I think one of the drawbacks of this app is that the communication part is that, for example, you've spent already so much time on discussing the trade and then you wanted to arrange to meet, but the person was not willing to find a meeting spot. There are people who offer you very concrete times. So, for example, I will be at this bus stop at that time. They just do it on the way to something, let's say on the way to work, and you are not sure how much time is the margin. So if say they're late or you are like 5 minutes late. Some people are much more proactive than others, so I really like when people are trying to do something. So my main tips would be respect your time, respect your effort, respect other people's time and effort. Also be very clear, communicative how you meet, when you meet. So be proactive, check the app regularly. If you do not do that, be very clear on how people can contact you. Be very clear what you're exchanging for what. Create your ISO. Write where you are willing to meet. Also be punctual, be on time. Be very clear if something gets rearranged. Also, of course, naturally keep things in a good shape and take good pictures. I'd recommend to archive the conversations which didn't result in anything, or if you already completed the trade, unless you want to keep that conversation. And also there is a way to rename the message, and that really helps. For example, what I do is that I put, let's say, skirt for a notebook, and I put 2 names. So that helps me to recognize what is it for, and also who is in the conversation. So I mean, that's just a tagging system which I figured out for myself. Some people who are more experienced, they take the name from that conversation right away if something didn't work for you. Be loyal also to some extent, but at the same time learn how to set your borders, because sometimes it can get overboard with how much time it all requires and versus the reward you're getting from it. And I'm not saying material reward, but just in general, the experience. Be mindful about spending time on this app as any social media, you know, and also it's not technically a social media, but as anything like that, you don't want to just start living there, you know, like spending your time on something which is not even priority in your life. So if you're not yet sure what you want to give, you can just start with browsing if you need anything, and then you can create your own listings. Let me know if you use Bunz in your city or if you have a similar app. Share your experience, what helped you, what are your tips for using Bunz. And if you have any questions, put in the comment. I'll try to answer what I know. If I have any other tips, I'll try to put them in the description or in the comments. Subscribe to my channel, and if you're interested in consultations for astrology and counseling and coaching with metaphorical cards, I'd be happy to work with you. Also, I create obelisk jewelry. That's I don't know if you can see here. It's a type of special jewelry, crystal healing jewelry. So I do them on request and by date of birth. This was my review of the app Bunz. Have a great day.